This is Linda Dickens with Dickens Law, LLC in Corporate Woods of Overland Park, Kansas. I'm an attorney, and this is an informational video on how to avoid probate if you don't have a trust. My code of ethics requires me to first tell you, though, that this is for informational purposes only. This is not specific legal advice to any one individual, and your viewing this video does not create an attorney-client relationship. That said, let's talk about ways that you can avoid probate if you don't have a trust. The most important thing for you to do is make sure you have beneficiary designations on each and every one of your assets. So let's talk about real estate first. You may own a home, you might own a timeshare, and you might own rental properties or other real estate. Whatever you have, on each piece of property, you need to have on file with the Recorder of Deeds office in the county where the property is located a beneficiary deed. This deed will cause your property to become owned by the persons you name as the beneficiaries on that deed the moment you take your last breath. And this is how you transfer property to people without probate. You have on file with the County Recorder of Deeds office a transfer on death beneficiary deed. Let's look at what you do with respect to your bank accounts. You make beneficiary designations. So if you did not do that when you opened the accounts, just go to each of the banks where you have accounts located and tell the personal banking representative that you want to name people as beneficiaries on each of those bank accounts. Make sure that they have you fill out a form designating your beneficiaries for each and every account, and do this at each bank that you use. If you go through those steps, you'll have your bank accounts covered. Similarly, let's talk about investment accounts. Just like bank accounts, you want to name beneficiaries on each and every one of your investment accounts. You may name all of your kids, or you may name nieces or nephews, or a charity, but whatever it is, make sure that each of your investment accounts also have named beneficiaries. You also want to do this on your retirement accounts, so that would be IRAs, 401ks, 457Bs, anything else that is an IRS recognized retirement account. Let's go ahead and move on to your cars. Even on cars, you can make beneficiary designations. Go to the Department of Motor Vehicles. When it's your turn at the counter, tell the representative you want to name transfer on death beneficiaries for each one of your cars. Again, you can name your kids, you can name your spouse, you can name anyone you want, but just make sure you've taken this step with respect to each and every vehicle that you have. That covers most of the major categories of assets, but just for a moment, let's pause on personal property. Your personal property are the articles and things that you have laying around your house: clothing, furniture, tools, Bibles, musical instruments, and anything else that we normally think of as just stuff. You can prepare a handwritten list that you've signed and dated, and on that list, name each thing that you want to make a special gift of, and then name the person to whom you want it to go. So it might be your wedding ring. Just state wedding ring and the person's name who you want to receive it. Again, you can do this with respect to specific gifts you want to make of your personal property. You don't have to do it with respect to everything, but just name those particular items that you know you want to give to a certain person. Well, that's it for now. It's covered the general categories of property that you want to make sure that you've named beneficiaries on, or you've named person to receive items as special gifts. And if you go through these steps with respect to every asset you own, then you should be able to avoid probate. Once again, this is for general informational purposes only. You cannot consider this to be specific legal advice for just you. If you'd like to make an appointment, please do that by calling 913-486-9908. And once we meet, I can make very specific instructions with respect to each of the assets you have on how you can avoid probate. Thank you.